When the car returned from the paint shop, the big task of rebuilding got underway. One of the trickiest jobs was fitting the car heating pipes, as they had to run from the engine bay at the rear of the car, over the rear wheel arches, through the sills to the front luggage area. After some initial rebuilding, the car went to Colin Lavery to continue the rebuilding process. When the car came back to Philip's shed, there were still many jobs to do. The object was to keep the car as original as possible, using new, old spares, or spares from dismantled Imps from Graham and Malcolm Anderson. New spares were sourced from the Imp Club with the expert help of Bob Allen. The electrics were reasonably straightforward, with no ECU to worry about. Only the essentials required to make an engine run and other electrical devices function. The original wiring loom was in good condition, and was quite easy to trace through the car after the fuse box was fitted. During the rebuild, several parts were replaced. These included a new clutch, new brake cylinders and shoes, all new brake and clutch pipes, door and window rubbers and exhaust. While doing this, the only real issue was bleeding the clutch. The master cylinder and reservoir are at the front, with the slave cylinder on the gearbox at the rear, a lot of pipes to get all the air bled from. One of the biggest changes to the car was when the new carpets were installed and the recovered seats bolted into place. At last, there was a car where the grandchildren could climb aboard and admire the nice new interior, with the discussion about who would sit where.
Other bits and bobs were added. Over 2 years from the start of the restoration, another Imp was saved from the scrapyard.